Alright, this video we're going to do again is completing squares, but this time when a is greater than 1. So if you notice, I went ahead and made sure everything is moved over. So you want to make sure it's in standard form. That means everything over to the left before you get started. And then you're going to divide. Well, first thing we'll move everything over. So we want to put the C where it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to rewrite it. Alright, so otherwise I just did it like I did before. Now, if you notice A is greater than 1, so I have to get rid of that guy. And to get rid of it, I'm going to have to divide everything by 4. When I do this, I get it in standard form like this. Alright, so all I did was just divide by 4 and I got the boxes. Now remember, I'm trying to find what goes in the box. And so the box is, the formula is b divided by 2. You take half of it. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. You square it. So I'm going to take b and I'm going to half it. Now b is a fraction. This is what's challenging for a lot of kids. It's just, we got to take the b, which is negative 1/2, and then we got to divide it by 2. So here's how we do it. We take negative 1/2 divide by 2 over 1. Remember, when you divide fractions, you have to change it and then flip or redo the reciprocal of it. So when I do this, now I get multiply straight across, and I get a 1/4 as my fraction. It's negative. Well, it can't be negative. Okay, sorry, I noticed I messed up and I had to stop. So anyway, when you multiply half of 1/4 or 1/2, you divide 1/2 by 2, you get 1/4. And so this actually becomes 1/4. It's negative 1/4. Now, remember, we have to square it. And so we are going to square this. So, because if you look over here, it's a negative 1/4 and we're squaring it. So that's negative 1/4 times a negative 1/4, which makes it positive 1/16. So really 1/16 goes in here. Now the negative 1/4, that's going to go in your parentheses. Remember how we talked about this here, whatever inside that parentheses after you divide by 2? So once you divide b by 2, that number is the most important. I say the most important, but one of the most important, because it sets you up for your parentheses. So here is our parentheses. We're going to put an x in here. Now remember, we said negative 1/4, so we're going to put negative 1/4 here, and then we're going to square it. Now the other side over here, we have 5/4 plus 1/6. We've got to get a common denominator. So I mean, this is half. So I multiply 4 to the top and 4 to the bottom. I get 20/16 plus 1/16 makes it 21/16. Alright, now do you remember what we do next? We take the square root of everything. And so this becomes x minus 1/4 equals the square root of 21/4. Now how did I get that? Just what number times itself will give me 21? There's not one, so we'll leave the square root of 21 with that. But what number times itself gives me 16? 4. So that's outside now. Now we have two possible answers. And so I'm going to kind of erase some of this so we can kind of finish this. In fact, I'll probably just go ahead and put this on the next page so that way we can kind of do that. So let's do that. Let's go to the next page. Wrong one. Alright, now we'll do the next page. Alright, so there it is. Alright, so now I'm going to move over I'm going to add 1/4 to both sides. This becomes a zero pair. So now I have x equaling, and now I have 1/4 plus or minus the square root of 21 over 4. Alright, so I could write, I can't combine these because they're like different things, but I could write it another way. I could say 1 plus the square root of 21 over 4, and the other one is 1 minus the square root of 21 over 4. We could put these in our graphing calculator, and if you do, you got to put this in first and then divide by 4. You got to put this in first and then divide by 4 on that one, and you get decimal places for this. And those are actually our roots. So I'm going to do that real quick just so you can see what it is. Alright, just in case you do it, so it's 1 plus the square root of 21, and then I'm going to divide it by 4, and so my answer is like 1.39 for this one, almost like really 1.4, and the other one would be 1 minus the square root of 21, and then I'm going to divide that by 4, and then this one would be negative 0.896. So that's basically how you do the completing the squares when a is greater than 1.